Greetings, programs. This is Wretch, and welcome back to House of Hell. So we've just met the esteemed Rafferty here, who wants us to help him get out of here, climb on our backs, and then when he's through, he's going to go ahead and haul us up. That sounds completely legitimate, right? So let's go ahead and be stupid here, and we're going to see if Rafferty would actually be good to his word. Indeed. You bend down in the corner of the room to allow him to stand on your shoulders. Suddenly a thought occurs to you. Why has Rafferty not escaped already by standing on the table? You turn round to ask him just in time to see his fist slam into your chin. You slump to the floor and Rafferty smiles. Capturing you will gain him the master's favor once more. He has saved his own miserable hide, but you are about to be taken prisoner. You will spend the rest of your days beneath the house of Drummer until the master tires of you. And yeah, figured that was what was going to happen, and that was kind of the way things were going to go. So let's go ahead and leave Rafferty here in his cell and continue on alone. You tell the man you have no wish to team up with him. The door is unlocked and he's free to go whenever he pleases. Where will you go? Try the door opposite. Or look for another way out of this corridor. Let's go ahead and explore the rest of the corridor first. The door is not locked, but the shufflings and yelpings that you can hear inside suggest that you ought to proceed with caution. You know what? I think we found nothing but bad stuff in all of these rooms, so let's go ahead and go down the passageway. There seems to be no other way out of the passage. Even the panel through which you entered is now closed up. A bell push is set in the wall, and hoping that this will reveal some way out, you push it. Oh, well, we've seen this already, doesn't it? Haven't we? I really hope that we're not in some sort of dead end, because that will suck. So can we try another way? No, so we have to go through that other room with all the yelping and such. Fantastic. Fling the door open wide and stride boldly in. Leroy! Oh dear. The smell within the room catches you off balance and stops you dead in your tracks. The room itself is unexciting, with bare rocky walls and floor. Strewn around the floor are the headless body of 5 goats. Standing over the goats, feeding ravenously on them, are 3 huge Great Danes. As you enter the room, they turn towards you, angry at having their meal interrupted. Their mouths curl back and they snarl. Okay, well, here we go. Pop the dice. That helped out. We have to kill multiples of these. That's 1 Great Dane down. Oh, there was just 1. The other 2 Great Danes snarl and advance towards you. If you wish to escape, test your luck. Let's go ahead and test our luck. Our luck's pretty good. Indeed. You manage to scramble to the door and slam it shut before the dogs can spring on you. Now out of the passageway, you must look for another way to leave this area. There seems to be no other way. Oh, okay, we have got to fight our way through these Great Danes then. Well, let's go ahead and fight them. Because maybe in fighting them... Oh, we just got hit. Whoops. Perhaps in fighting them, we'll find some way out of here. I'm hoping. I don't like inflicting violence on doggies. But we gotta do what we gotta do. And we are just slicing and dicing through these guys. Boxcars. 383. Kill 5 very large dogs. The Danish pastry. Ew. You step back from the battle and nurse your wounds and look at the 8 dead bodies on the floor. You shake your head at the senseless waste of life. Searching around the room, all you find is a piece of tatty canvas that looks to have been painted with oils, although it's hard to see what it could portray, as one of the dogs looks to have chewed on it. There's a jug of water on one corner of the room. Presumably this is drinking water for the dogs. You take a swig and gain 2 stamina points. Ugh. You decide to leave the room and explore the passageway. Yeah, we have hit a dead end, guys. So, let me go ahead and see if I can find a different path. We're going to have to go back through our bookmark, so give me 1 sec. Alright, so this is where we had the people go. Remember the mirror room? That was the literal mirror image of that other place that we were at? Well, we have the option to step back through the mirror, and there's been tons of other choices along, but I want to see what happens here, and we're just going to start narrowing down all the decisions that we've made to see whether they're good ones or bad ones. So if this kills me, we know what we need to do. You wait until there is silence in the drawing room and step carefully back through the mirror into the room. The coast is clear. You walk over to the door and leave the room. So this is different. I figured there'd be someone waiting for us. You leave the room cautiously and look around the hallway. There's no one about. Door to your left, which you may try by turning to 211. Turn right and follow the hallway around. So, left or right? Let's go ahead and turn right and leave the left turns away for a while. The hallway widens. You walk across to another hallway and continue in the direction you were walking until you reach 2 doors opposite each other. Left door or right door? Let's try... We turned right. Let's try the left door. The door is locked. The handle and lock are part of an ornate metal plate. Do you have a cast iron? Yes, I do have the cast iron key. The key turns and the door opens. You step into the dining room. The long table is set for 2 with fine silver. A sparkling chandelier, festooned with candles, lights the room. The walls are covered with plush red wallpaper. Full-length curtains are drawn along one of the walls. You are prepared for your battle. A rope hangs down by the curtains. You can pull this if you wish to ring for the butler. Otherwise, you can check around the room for signs of any traps. We should probably check for traps first. There are no signs of traps in this room. If you wish to double check, you may test your luck. Sure. Oh! Uh-oh. I wanted to check it. A few moments later, Franklin's the butler, enters the dining room. He is startled to see you. You demand to talk to the master of the house, and he agrees to pass on your request. 10 minutes later, the Earl of Drummer comes storming angrily into the room, with Franklin's following close behind. This is not good. They stand facing you across the table, watching you carefully. Why have I been disturbed in the middle of the night? He demands. You tell him that you know of the evil that goes on in the house and that you are determined to destroy it. The 2 men look at each other. They nod and look back at you. Then they step apart and advance around the table towards you. The Earl to your left and the butler to your right. You must quickly choose whom you will attack first. Oh dear. Well, this is going back to my World of Warcraft knowledge in Karazhan. I remember, I think his name was Morose. He was the butler. He was pretty nasty, so I think we're going to go ahead and attack Franklin's first and then save the Earl for last. Unless Franklin's is the true master of the house, which wouldn't surprise me if they went for that swerve. But let's try it out. You turn towards the butler. He stops and takes a step backwards, and you step forwards. Franklin runs around to the other side of the room. "Franklins!" screamed the Earl. "Move in, man! Step up and attack!" The butler twitches nervously. Will you continue pursuing him, or you will leave the cowardly butler for the time being and concentrate on the Earl? Well, the Earl isn't really doing anything to us. So, let's focus our DPS, as they say. You catch up with the butler in the corner of the room. If you're attacking with the kiss dagger, you gain 3 points to your skill during the battle. Nice. And he has a skill of 8. We have a skill of 14. Franklin screams when you hit him. The sound is almost unbearable. This is not good. Alrighty. Oh, crap. The butler screams as your blow strikes him. The man is obviously not the violent type, as the agony in his voice is certainly not warranted by your modest hit. His cry continues. It becomes deafening and you are forced to step back and cover your ears with your hands. But this is not the anguish of an injured man. Steam begins to rise from the floor and engulfs the butler. His expression changes from a scream to a vicious snarl and his eyes widen. A transformation is taking place. Before your eyes, the form of Franklin's melts away and is replaced by a hideous demonic beast. Steam hisses from its mouth. Its scaly skin is dark. Its hands are now two vicious claws which slash the air before you. You gain 3 fear points as you witness the creation of this demon from the depths of hell. Oh, crap. I did not want to get any more fear points. I guess let's continue. If you're using the Chris knife, turn to 109. Can you defeat the demon which now stands before you? If not, it will certainly kill you. But you have with you the Chris knife, the only weapon which will harm the creature. Oh, okay. Your skill score increases by 6 points while using this weapon. We have a skill of 17. Yeah, he has a skill of 14. Alright. I see. Well, pop it. And he has a lot of stamina. Boxcars. Take that, Franklin's. 9-4. We're laying a beating down, guys. We still have 3 more than him. 1 more shot. And boxcars again. I haven't even had to slam the table. If you win the fight, turn to page 400. The Great Escape. Escape the House of Hell! We did it! The creature find the ultimate ending in hardcore mode. Nice! The creature howls as you strike the final blow. It totters on its hooves and crashes down onto the table. As it falls, its failing arms smash into the chandelier in the center of the room, scattering candles onto the floor. From behind you, another cry goes up, and your other attacker, whom you had forgotten about completely, springs over to the table to hug the beast pitifully. You ought to kill both of them, but the pathetic, sobbing creature hunched over the huge bulk is hardly worth considering. In any case, something else, much more dangerous, has caught your attention. One of the candles which was knocked from the chandelier is rolled across the floor and set light to the heavy curtains. The fire is spreading rapidly, and you must escape quickly. Smoke is beginning to creep out of the room as you close the front door behind you. Walking down the drive, you glance back to see the fire making rapid progress through the ground floor. Flames are licking along the wooden beams. In an hour or so, the place will be beyond rescue. From a safe distance, you watch the fire destroy the house. A fitting end, you think, for a house of hell. The end. Well, hell's bells. Quite literally. That was... So all those moves that I was making, instead of going back to the mirrored room, led to a dead end. Maybe it led back to that room where we pulled on the butler rope. But that was crazy. There were a lot of places to die there. And I thought those 3 fear points that I got seeing the demon was going to be the death of me, but I think we pulled it off pretty well, guys. I'm really glad we were able to find that dagger. And where do we go from here? We're kind of lost in the middle of the swamps with about, it said, like 20 miles away from civilization. So I guess our guy has a long trek ahead of him. But, and another thing to kind of realize about this, if we've gone back before we went down into some of those lower levels, those sacrifices are still down there, so they burn alive along with the cultists. That's kind of bittersweet. Very Lovecraftian. But that was House of Hell, guys. Another Steve Jackson game by Fighting Fantasy. This was cool. A definite different vibe than what we've seen from Caverns of the Snow Witch or Starship Traveler, Judge Dredd, and some of the other Fighting Fantasy games that we've done. A lot darker, a lot more horror-based. For classic horror, I thought it did pretty well. It had I thought it was going to have kind of a Cthulhu-ish vibe. It went more for the old Hammer movies back from the 60s and 70s. Pretty awesome. But we will go ahead and end it here. I hope you enjoyed my run-through of the House of Hell. If you liked it, go ahead and leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. That'd be a big help. And we'll see you in the next series. Later days, everyone.